Hi everyone, my name is Nitya. Welcome to my channel, Daybreak Stitchery, and this is my first Flosstube video, and I'm real excited to try this out. It's been a long time since I've stitched. It's been a couple of years, and I just got caught up watching videos from your community, or now it's my community too, the Flosstube community, and I just liked how friendly everyone was, and I loved kind of the show and tell nature of it. And it's helping me bring some work-life balance to my life too. I'm a teacher and we work a lot and we kind of let ourselves work all weekend if we could. So I'm just trying to see if I can balance out my time a little bit better and do some things that help me de-stress and re-energize so that I can give everything I can for my students when I go back to class. So I thought I might start by showing you something that I last stitched. So it's been 2 years since I really have been stitching for no particular reason. You know how it is when you do a lot of arts and crafts, like you just get caught up in other projects. I do a lot of crochet and knitting too, so I just picked up some of those, and then watercolor painting since last year too, so I just haven't picked up stitching until a Flosstube video came across my YouTube feed, so here we are. So here's the last thing I worked on, and I'll show it to you here. This was from 2 years ago. Looks like this, and it's old Maison Sajou patterns. I'll hold it up a little closer too so you can see better. It's actually 2 Maison Sajou patterns that are put side by side. So like this was one pattern, and then I just picked another kind of rectangular pattern. It came from Maison Sajou, which is and was a French brand for stitching. They date back to the 1830s, and their patterns are really, really popular collector's items. They have these little booklet patterns, and the brand kind of petered out in the 1950s, but there's a woman named Frédéric Crestin-Billet, who, I'm a French teacher, so I love this kind of factoid kind of stuff. There's a woman who was a collector of Maison Sajou items, and she bought the rights to the brand and kind of reinvigorated the brand. So you can find old, like scans of old original patterns from the pattern books on, I found these on patternmakercharts.com, which is, or it might be a blogspot.com, I'll link it below. But they've got lots and lots of scans of just old, super old, like public domain stitching patterns. So that's where I found these. And this is on 24 count Congress. It's a pale blue. I don't know if it'll come up in the video. It's a pale blue color, and it's stitched with like a golden yellow and a deep, deep green, like a dark green. If I can find the shades, it's DMC floss. I'll put them in the description. And then this frame I just got at a Kohl's department store when they have 30% off coupons, so this was probably 10 bucks or something like that. But I really enjoyed stitching it, and I like all these like repetitive motifs like this and alternating colors. I like a lot of like monochromatic or just like this, a couple of colors, so I really enjoyed doing that. Maison Sajou is really interesting to look into. There's a woman, oh gosh, I'm not going to remember her name. Hold on. I have it written down in my notes, guys. Frédéric Crestin-Billet is the one who reinvigorated the brand. And oh, there's a Maison Sajou shop in Paris. It's in the second. And there are 2 really good resources. If you look at, I'll link them below. Botanist Embroidery has it's a YouTube channel and she's done a really good Maison Sajou haul from visiting the shop in Paris. And then Leathertools, which I'll link below, that's also a YouTube channel where they actually have a video tour of the shop, and you just want to go there because there's so many cool like souvenirs for stitchers, and it's super close to the Maison du Chocolat, so it sounds like a good day, right? And I'll see if I can figure out how to do it. I'm super new at video editing and things. I will take a screenshot of the map, Google Map, and I'll show you where it looks like. But it's in the second. And Anyway, what I was going to say is there's a woman, Catherine Amoroso Leslie. She's a professor at the fashion school at Kent State, and she wrote a really great piece on the history of Maison Sajou and what it was and what it is today. And it was in Piecework magazine, and there's a link to like an excerpt from it. So I'll link it below if you like that. I like reading about kind of the historical information on that. There was a really interesting factoid in that video, or in that article, about the history of the woman who bought the rights to the brand, Frédéric Crestambillet. And she learned to knit from her grandfather, who was a World War, I don't know which one or two, you know, fought in the war and had to learn how to, like, was a soldier. The soldiers learned how to knit. So that was kind of an interesting little thing. I like that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll link all that stuff. I'll link where I found the patterns, the old scans of the patterns, and all that stuff below. So that's kind of the last thing I made, and that was 2 years ago. I really liked doing that, and I'm really excited now. I've got a whole bunch of whips, so I thought maybe I'd just show you that next. So first thing, let's see, this is a pattern. So I kind of got back into this by watching a lot of you guys' Flosstube videos, and I really like Cross Stitch MD. I love her taste in patterns. I think she's got like a lot of the same kind of floral and samplery sort of motifs that I like, so I really love that. So I get a lot of good recommendations from her. And she recommended an Etsy shop called 2x2 Stitch, and so I found this pattern on that site. So I'll show you real quick what I've got so far. This is on Congress, 24 count. It's 24 count, just like my Maison Sajou sampler. I'll hold it up a little closer too. And this is 2x2 Stitch's floral sampler. Their patterns are super affordable, so if you're looking for nice, kind of something new that you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on, that's a good place to go. But their pattern uses 3 shades of salmon. So like these floral bits in here, they're all over, they're gonna be all around. And I've only used 2 shades right now, but the pattern calls for 3 shades of salmon. And then the contrast color on the original, it called for like a grayish color. But I'm always changing, you guys probably too, you're always changing the colors around, especially if it's like monochromatic or the dual colors like this. So I went with...
Just me picking up some things.
Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. My husband came home. He gives bike tours. He runs Chicago Bike Adventures. He gives bike tours in Chicago, and he had to come. He's on a tour today. He's picking up supplies. Okay, so so the pattern, this 2x2 stitch floral pattern, it calls for 3 shades of salmon in the original, but I switched it up to teal because what I was telling you earlier is probably you guys do it too. I always change colors. Half of it is because I don't have the color I need, like right when I'm in the mood to stitch the thing. So I'll just open my floss box and just see what's in there. So I switched the 3 salmons to 3 shades of teal, just because I had 3 shades of teal. And then I just kind of like this red wine color. It's technically light red wine, and it just looked kind of pretty, and they look kind of unusual together. And these are the sorts of shades we kind of have like in our rugs and stuff too. So I liked it, and it's a nice contrast with the pale gray Congress cloth that it's on. This is 24 count, I think I mentioned before, but. So this is gonna be fun. It's gonna have like, this is sort of, like this is the halfway mark. I like to start in the center, and so it'll be a little bit more here, a little bit more here. There's a big bouquet on the top, which I'm really excited to do. That's coming up. So that's all of my whips are also new starts because this is brand new for me. So, and this is all stuff I've just started recently. So, okay, that's one. Okay, another one I started. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I'm gonna hold it up and see if you can see the words on it. I'll hold it up a little closer too. So this is a pattern from a stitch along that Stitcherovia had going on, and everybody I think knows Stitcherovia. It's Emma Congdon's brand, and she's got a shop on Etsy, and you'll just be addicted to every pattern on there. Georgia Girl Stitches, she's another Flosstuber out there who I really enjoy watching, and she did a really beautiful Aloha pattern from Stitcherovia. And I think Cross Stitch MD is doing, like, there's an Aurora Borealis one on black Ada or something, black fabric. And And that one looks good too. But this one is part of a stitch along that Stitcherovia had going on maybe a couple of years ago. And it was quotes. It was like a collage of quotes. And so it was going to be a really big piece. And I bought all the patterns. She kind of released them every week or something like that. So I bought all the patterns. And I'm not really good about doing big projects. So I like to, you know, keep things smaller. So I ordered a bunch of, it's in my haul I'm going to talk about. I have fabrics from 123 Stitch that are these not smaller sizes. So I just picked one of the quotes, and this quote it's an Audrey Hepburn quote, and it's gonna say the best thing to hold on to in life is each other. And so I've got the in life, and I'm starting the each here, and then other will be down here. And I love Stitcherovia's prints or the patterns because she does a lot with fonts, just different fonts all mixed together. They're really, really brightly colored. This is on 32 count charcoal Belfast linen. And I'm not sure how I felt. You guys, this is the first time I've stitched on linen, by the way. So I've like been cross-stitching my whole life since my mom taught me when I was a kid. But I've always used Aida because that's just like what's at the craft stores. And so inspired by you guys, I picked up some linen. So now I've got a whole bunch of linen, and I'm not a fan of the coverage on here. There are gaps. I'm using 2 strands over 2. But I love the feel of it. It's so soft and nice. So I will definitely be I ordered a whole bunch of linen, so I will definitely be stitching on linen anyway, but I'm glad that I like the feel of it. But 32 count I think is not going to be for me. I have my next whip/new start is a 36 count I think, and I like the coverage on that better. Anyway, so that's one. This has been a nice one because like all this filler, this kind of lilac colored filler, that was really easy to do just one night after dinner when we were watching. We just finished Schitt's Creek and it's so good. We're just missing it so much now. We got really close to those characters. Okay, so that's one. And then I have one more I can show you. So this one is Hygge Forest, and it's from Patterns Cross Stitch on Etsy, which I'll link, like I said, I'll link everything below. And Hygge is, I think you guys have heard of it maybe, or it's spelled Hygge, and it's a Danish word, and it's kind of like the comfort and coziness and warmth you feel from something or from people. So it could be like just having people over and feeling like a sense of happiness and joy and feeling pleased and good with how life is going. Or hygge can come from like things too. Things can give you hygge too. So this is called Hygge Forest, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of like Scandinavian symbol motifs all over it. So this is on, let's see, 36, well this was the 36 count, guys. 36 count flax Edinburgh linen. It's a 13 by 18. The Stitcherovia one was 9 by 13 piece. And I just started this week. So here's what I've got so far, and I'll hold it up a little closer so you can see. They're very cute. And I changed the colors on this one too, just because it only has 3 colors. I'm gonna add a 4th. I'm gonna add white to it also. But the original pattern had a shade of blue, a shade of like orangey red, and then some kind of pale, either a gray or pale blue, so that I just found variations of all of that, and I used that. So I'm enjoying this because it feels like you can do one motif a night, basically. I'm kind of a slow stitcher, but I do feel like, you know, it's gonna come along, and I like, there's such joy, I'm sure you guys feel it too, there's such like a simple joy of like when you start with nothing, it's just blank, and then all of a sudden a little picture comes up. So it's kind of samplery, and I like that. I like the variation. I mean, I like repetitive things too, but I like the variation in that too. Okay, so that's Hygge. Shall I show you my haul maybe? I mean, I don't have a whole lot. What I have is a lot of patterns. I've been buying a lot of patterns on Etsy, and Cross Stitch MD recommended Owl Forest Embroidery. I think that's what it is, the Russian brand. And I have some stuff coming from there, but I know that stuff will take some time to ship. So I can show you what I got from 123 Stitch. It's just fabrics right now. But actually, I could use your help if anyone, I don't even know if anyone's gonna watch this, but let's just find out. if anyone's watching this and you can see, I don't know how clearly this is gonna come out in the video. This is a smoke blue color. It's Edinburgh linen, 36 count, which yay, I'm excited to stitch on 36 count. But this color is just a dreamy, pale, it's definitely a greeny kind of blue. It's probably not gonna show up here that clearly in this. I don't have, the sun just went away, so it's gotten a little dark. But I wanna know, do you guys have any suggestions on what to stitch on something like this? Because I didn't buy, you know, I mean, you probably do the same thing. I just bought a whole bunch of fabrics just to have them because I bought a whole bunch of patterns just to have them. And so now, like, it's just so pretty. I don't want to mess it up, you know what I mean? By putting something that isn't like the right fit on it. So if you guys have any suggestions, probably a white would be nice because like the white of the sticker or the label looks really good as a contrast. So maybe I'll do some kind of monochromatic thing on here. But if anybody has suggestions for that, you know, do I really want to go through all these? I'll go through some of these because why not? I don't have a whole lot in my haul for this week. I got 36 count Edinburgh, is it Edinburgh? Yeah, raw natural. So I've got one of those. I've got a navy Lugana. This is 25 count. 25 count, I'm probably gonna do, how do you guys do? Do you do like one thread or two thread? I think I'm gonna do just one thread maybe. I don't remember what the coverage is on that. I have, let's see. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I know what I was thinking. I thought, I don't know if I can commit to whole big samplers and things, so let me just buy a bunch of small fabrics and work on smalls related to something else in my haul. So I bought a whole bunch of 9x13s, but they just look so tiny. So I am really gonna have to find some small things to stitch on here. Or I guess like I'll do parts of things. I'll take parts of samplers and put them on there. That's kind of part of why I like to start in the center too, and just sometimes I'll give up on a pattern. Like if I don't know, if it looks kind of cool as like a cloud of motifs, then I'll just stop it there instead of going all the way to the edges. This is Venetian stone, 32 count. Maybe I'll try three threads on a 32 count. Do you think that would be better coverage? I don't know. Oh, this is Star Sapphire. It's like a greenish, like a pale green, almost white. That's gonna be pretty too. I don't know what to put on that either. Navy, oh no, this is black. Black Jobelan. It's 28 count. I'm excited to do something on black with like a pastel color. Maybe like a pastel yellow, or even a pastel blue. I think that's gonna be pretty. Nougat. This is Belfast linen. It's a 32 count. I must have gotten a lot of 32 counts. I'm gonna have to play around with what I want to do with that. This is a vintage country mocha. Belfast, 9x13. Another navy, 32 count. Belfast. Oh, this is Lugana, which everybody's always talking about Lugana. So I got my first Lugana, guys. This is ice blue. And I think probably I'm gonna do some kind of like a winter thing with this. I have some winter, like I think I have some Stitchrovia. I have bought so many Stitchrovia, like so many. Like I could fill a whole wall if I actually stitched the stuff. Okay, I bought a 40 count. Was that smart to do? I don't know. It's anthracite. It's a very pretty gray. I'm excited to stitch something. Like I was thinking of either a navy blue, to stitch something navy blue, or go pastel again with that and see what I could do. Some monochromatic something. And then I got, this is 30 count. It's a Portobello linen, 9x13. But you see what I mean? I got all these 9x13s, so now I have to do something with them. And I will see. I got my navy Lugana is 18x27, so I can do something really big and awesome on that one. I'm excited about that. I haven't ever done anything this big. Look at how big this is. I've never done anything this big. Like that, my Sajou might be the biggest thing I've done. I think so. And it took a while to do that. All right, guys, so I do have one kind of exciting haul. I mean, these are exciting too, but you know what I mean. I bought, so Cross Stitch MD, I picked up a lot of items recommended by her. And I got this junk journal. And let me look at who makes it. It's Burke 7 Vintage. I'll link it below. And the concept is so cool. And this is the kind of thing where maybe 10 years ago I would have said, well, I'll just make one of those myself. But, you know, we're not gonna make that. We're sitting here stitching and like avoiding stitching and doing crochet. And then I got watercolors got too much going on. But anyway, what she's done is, so it's a spiral bound book. And it's filled with just like snippets of things from like cutouts from old books, vintage books. Some are art books. It's got some blank pages. So like this one. Just like different kind of ledger books and things. Let me find some of the really cool. It's Burke 7 Vintage, and you can each one is different. So you can look on the Etsy page. I'll link below. Like this, look at this. It's like graph kind of grid, like from an accounting book or something maybe. And then it's right next to this. Looks like it's in German, like it's some kind of children's thing. Oh, it's Rimmel, so it's probably an ad. It's an old ad. Dictionary. This one's from a dictionary. Sorry, I want to find like one of the ones that I saw in the Etsy description that really attracted me to it. Oh, and she's put like envelopes in here too. So like this is an envelope, different kinds of envelope. So it's just like got a whole. Oh, this is from a children's book, a French children's book. Isn't that cute? I love language stuff. I love learning things in all different languages. I started in December. Teachers make real bad students, okay? I started Japanese, and I took Hindi and Russian in college, and that was 20 years ago, so I haven't done it. Oh, like, look at this. And the tagline on it and the bottom says, "Come not near me, you still smell of kitchen grease." And it's an excerpt from King Arthur. It's from a King Arthur book. So I think she's just done a really good job of like, she must be like, oh, isn't this so pretty, this woman stitching? So it's like that. It's got like different pages of, oh, did I put my hand over it? Here, let me hold it again, just in case. And that's next to like a blank page. So I think what I might do is try to do put my smalls in here. Like maybe I'll put my smalls in the envelopes, or I'll glue the smalls down onto the blank pages. Look at that, isn't that so pretty? The illustrations. And then I also want to put in some like drawing and watercolor and things, just to show different things that I work on. Crochet would probably be too thick. I'm not sure how much thickness this is gonna withstand. So if I start putting a whole lot of stitchery in here, I don't think it's gonna make it. But I can do like my paper, watercolor and paper arts and things in there. I was gonna show you two watercolor things real quick, even though I know Flosstube, I wanna stick with flossy things on here. But this will be real quick. I won't go into it too much. I have it right here, so might as well. I'm not an artist, guys. I have no arts training. I just a year ago started watching YouTube tutorials on watercolor, and I can't really draw. I have no drawing skills, and drawing really helps with watercolor because the quality of your drawing that you put down will help you with shading with water, because watercolor is all about shading. You start with light shades that are very watered down, and then you add more pigment and add color. I can't do very much of that, so I do very simple things like this. So this is basically just washi tape. This was an idea from Let's Make Art, which if you've never done watercolor before, what a great way to start. It's Sarah Cray's channel. She has colleagues who work with her too, and like a team, and she's awesome. She's so inspirational and like very positive. So watercolor can be tricky, and you want to have someone who's like encouraging about it, you know? But anyway, she had this idea of putting tape, washi tape down on paper, and then you fill in all this stuff with just watercolor washes, just even, you're painting all the way evenly through. And then she had, I can't remember what she did with hers, but I decided to illustrate mine. I have like white pen and gold ink. So I just used that to put some designs all over it, just random stuff. I like this kind of stuff because it's sort of mindless. If you've had a really stressful day, and this is quick too. Like I was able to do this in like an hour, pretty much. Everything dried, and then I was able to do, again, while watching TV. And then I had leftover all these, like this blue-green, this pinkish ink, and then the yellow I had leftover of. So I just made this, leaves, just leaves. And then I drew in some leaves to mix it up too with a black pen. So this is what a year of watercolor practice will get you, basically, of like irregular watercolor practice. I don't know if you can see it. But like leaves, there's tons and tons of tutorials for leaves, watercolor leaf tutorials. So sometimes that's what I do, I'll just practice. Like if I need something quick to do, a quick project, I'll just do that. So that's that, everybody. So that's my first floss tube. So thanks. Thanks for being there. Thanks for this community. I think it's gonna be really great to connect. And quite honestly, even if nobody watches this or nobody's into it, I just think it was great. I love that stitching is back in my life now, and I'm gonna be working a lot this weekend. Tomorrow, Sundays are usually an all-day work day for me to get ready for school and get, you know, the communications out I wanna get out. So it's just nice to turn to something that's relaxing. I'm sure that's why you guys do it too, and you get so many ideas from each other, and it's been a really positive thing in my life. So thank you so much. And I'm hoping to do another floss tube video, probably not soon, realistically speaking, but maybe in the next few weeks, maybe in a month. Let's say a month. Okay, thanks very much. Have a good day.